right, cool. I am sharing my screen. So I just wanted to quickly give you all a walkthrough, not only of the two newest features that I am releasing for version 5 of my stock analysis cheat sheet, but just how to use the sheet overall, because a lot of people have been asking, and I know they've been asking for a while, so I figured I would just make this video. Okay, so this is the stock analysis cheat sheet. This is what you see when you get your link to access the sheet after you purchase. And so what you need to do, what a lot of people do where they mess up is they try to edit the master sheet. This is the master sheet, so you can't edit this sheet. What you do is you're gonna go to File, here. You're going to click Make a Copy, and what it will do is it'll give you a chance to rename it, or it'll name it Copy of Shauna's Stock Analysis Cheat Sheet by default, and then you save it to your Google Drive, right? Hit OK, and then you go to that, it'll open up a new tab with that new sheet in it, you'll be able to edit that one. So that's first thing first. So I had to make this really big and bold because people still request access to edit the sheet. You can't edit the master, you have to make a copy. So this is how you use the sheet. Basically, for the main sheet tab, I know we have a lot more tabs than when I started, but I'll go through each one. For the main sheet tab, you're just going to come in here and you're going to enter the ticker for whatever stock you want to do your research on. So you give it a second and it'll load and populate with the latest data. There's a 20-minute delay because it's free. So that's literally the only drawback to using the sheet is the 20-minute delay, but I still had success using it even with the 20-minute delay. So it pulls in the price, whether the stock is optionable, what it closed at yesterday, whether it's up or down, when their earnings is. The next earnings for Starbucks is in, I think, October. So this should be updating shortly, but this was their last earnings. And then this section here gives you the data on the exponential moving averages, right? The 5-day, the 20-day, the 50, and the 200. This gives you the indicator on whether a bull cross or a golden cross has occurred and whether or not a bear cross or a death cross has occurred. Simply put, these are indicators when the 20-day moving average crosses above or below the 200-day moving average. So over here you have some buy and sell signals. These are not 100%. Please do not rely on just one signal. Again, the whole purpose of the sheet is just to use all of this data to better help you make a decision. So the RSI signal, the RSI is down here. It's right here in this section. But the signal lets you know whether it's stable, high, or cold, right? Because the stable RSI is between 30 and 70. A cold one is below 30, a hot is above 70. So as this number changes, this will change from blue and red depending on which one it is. If the stock price is above its 20-day moving average, which is sometimes a signal to an uptrend, if it's 10% below, if it's closer to support or resistance. And so then here I have a section for support and resistance levels. I calculated these using the pivot point formula that's basically the industry standard. It gives you 3 levels of resistance, but I only took 2 because those are the most commonly used. And then this support and resistance is the average of these 2 here. So this will give you your rough levels of support and resistance. Down here, sorry, I skipped over this section. So moving averages, RSI, the 52-week high and low in volume, all of those values are listed in numerical format here. So the standard, or is it simple? I think it's simple moving average, 5-day, 20, 50, 200, the 52-week high, the 52-week low, then the volatility for the week and the month. So now down here we have the price action. So the change in the price for the day, week, month, quarter, and year. The stock price highs for the day, the week, the month, the quarter, and the year. The stock price lows for the same windows. So that's the first part of the main sheet. And then you have some graphs over here that you can look at just for a visual representation of the stock. The 1 week, the 1 month, the 3 months, just so you can see how the stock has been doing over time visually, right? And then these little yellow lines are like the trend lines. So that's the main tab. The next one is a watch list tab. So you can come in here, you can literally come in here and clear all of these out and replace these with your stock. I only have it go up to 26 or 25 rather, because I don't personally recommend you watching that more than that many at one time. And 25 is honestly a lot. I usually recommend, especially for beginners, to start with 5. But you'll come in here and you can replace these tickers with whatever ticker you want, and it will update accordingly. Okay. So the next thing, this came out in version 4, is the customizable RSS feed. So you could come in here again, put whatever stock you want the ticker in, and what it will do is it will pull in the titles and the links to the articles of the latest articles from NASDAQ.com for these stocks, just so you can, keep a beat on the news and what's going on with your stock that you're researching, right? The next one is the Market Watch pulse. So this pulls in real time when you refresh. This is the only one that isn't delayed. You just have to keep refreshing. And this is just the latest news on the market in general, right? So next, we have the historical. So this is being added for version 5. The historical price behavior in each quarter. So basically, it will give you the change for the quarter here in percentage form. And then it will give you the historic price behavior in each quarter in graph form here, so you can see it visually. So for example, I'll do Starbucks and do 2019. So for 2019, this is how Starbucks performed for each of the 4 quarters. So I can use this, and I actually just used this the other day to jump into Starbucks Play to see what the change was around the time every year when the pumpkin spice lattes come out. So you can change both the ticker as well as the year, and it goes back as far as whenever, the company was listed. So like I could put it in 2008, and it'll give me target stock data back from 2008, just so you can understand how to use that. Next is the historical earnings tab. So it's very similar to the historical price movement for quarterly, but instead, this shows you how the stock behaved as it ran up into earnings. So that's like 3 weeks, the 3 weeks before earnings, and how it performed going up into the date. So it has the percent change here. And then it also has a visual representation with the graph here and the dates below. And with all the graphs on this stock, you can, let me go back to, which one is it? I'll go back to the main sheet. Or actually, I think the historical price does it because it has a price for every day. You can click into the graph till it's highlighted in blue, and then you can move your mouse along this line so that you can see, what the prices are on the actual dates. So if you didn't know how to do that, just click into it once until it's highlighted in blue like that, and then you can move your mouse up and down the line to see what those dates are. But for the historical earnings, again, it's just showing you what the price action was like the 3 weeks leading up to earnings, which for some people who do earnings plays is valuable data because it allows you to make a plan for how you want to do your earnings plays. So that's why I added this. And then just to recap what the original, cheat sheet had in it, or the, when I first released it, information about the options profit calculator, screenshots on what it looks like. There's a demo video here on how to use it. The next thing is just a resources tab. I post videos and articles in here that I found useful that helped me get started when I was trading, when I first started trading. And then you have, if you click this arrow, you have 4 tabs for each quarter so that you can track all of your trades. So the date of purchase, the date of sale, the ticker, the stock at the time of purchase. That's what ATOP means. And ATOS means at the time of sale. So you can literally track all of this information about your stocks, which will help you in analysis and figuring out, where I went right and where I went wrong on the trades in hindsight, right? Because, we don't remember all of that stuff in the long run. You can keep notes too. And then it also keeps a running tally of your gains, your part, like whether it can be, again, like, so for example, right now it says 300. If I come in here and I put, let's say I put 250. Oops, sorry, not that one. Let's say I come in here and I put, where's the price? There we go. If I put 250 here, it'll update that amount to 600 because I put 250. But if I put negative 250, like let's say I lost $250, you see it updated to 100. So that's another beneficial feature of the cheat sheet. But yeah, that's pretty much how to use it in a wrap. All of these tabs have different functionality when you're doing your research. You know, I usually have this open and whatever charting software I'm using, you know, and it just allows you to see stuff at a bird's eye view. That's the purpose of this sheet. So I do hope y'all enjoy the changes for version 5, and I hope that you have a better understanding of how to use the sheet now that I've finally did a walkthrough. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always email me at roster. Oops, let me hit escape. You can always email me, and I'll make this, here we go, yeah. You can always email me at roster@shaunataughtme.com. And it doesn't have to be capital. I just had the caps on. roster@shaunataughtme.com if you have any questions. Enjoy your cheat sheet, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, cool.